For the past couple of years, most people have interacted with AI through chat interfaces, asking models to summarize documents, draft emails, or generate text on demand. That layer is useful, but it's not where the deepest progress is happening. While public attention has been focused on conversational AI, a quieter shift has been unfolding in the background. AI systems are increasingly being used not just to process information, but to design and optimize parts of the physical and biological world itself, from predicting protein structures to helping design the chips that run future models. In other words, we're moving from AI as an interface to AI as infrastructure. Today, I want to look at three areas where this transition becomes visible: biology, recursive hardware design, and the very real physical costs behind modern AI systems. In 2024, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry recognized work behind AlphaFold, a system that effectively solved a long-standing problem in molecular biology, predicting how a linear chain of amino acids folds into a three-dimensional protein structure. This had resisted traditional approaches for decades because small structural differences can drastically change how proteins behave. But protein folding is increasingly becoming the baseline rather than the frontier. The next step is understanding not just molecular structure, but biological regulation, how genes are turned on and off inside real cells. Newer models, such as AlphaGenome, aim to predict how segments of DNA influence gene expression across different cellular contexts. Instead of asking, what shape does this molecule take, the question becomes, what logic controls when and where genes activate? Consider the TAL1 gene, which plays a role in immune cell development. Certain mutations can cause this gene to remain permanently active, contributing to leukemia. Models trained on large genomic datasets can now begin to predict which mutations are likely to produce those regulatory failures. The broader shift here is that biology is increasingly being approached as an information and computation problem. At the same time, it's important to keep expectations grounded. These systems are powerful engineering tools, but they are not yet definitive biological predictors. Long-range DNA interactions, environmental effects, and the genetic diversity of real populations still pose major challenges. A useful way to think about the current state is we've mapped large parts of the landscape, but navigating individual routes through it remains difficult. There's a concept in mathematics called recursion, a process in which a function repeatedly calls itself to refine a solution. A similar idea is beginning to appear in hardware development. AI systems are now being used to help design the next generation of chips that will eventually run future AI workloads. Traditionally, designing a modern processor involved teams of engineers spending years arranging and optimizing billions of transistors on silicon. This physical layout process, known as floor planning, has always been one of the slowest and most complex stages of chip design. Increasingly, machine learning systems are being applied to this step, exploring layout configurations and optimizations far faster than manual methods allow. Interestingly, the resulting designs often look unintuitive or irregular compared to human-crafted layouts, but they can achieve measurable improvements in efficiency and performance. This creates a feedback loop. More efficient chips reduce the cost and time required to train large models. Those improved models can then be used to design even better hardware. In effect, part of the hardware evolution cycle begins to optimize itself. The significance here isn't just faster software, it's the gradual reduction of human bottlenecks in the process of building the next generation of computing infrastructure. AI systems are often described using cloud metaphors, which can make them feel abstract or detached from physical constraints. In practice, modern AI is deeply tied to industrial infrastructure. Training and operating large models, including genomic systems and hardware optimization models, requires vast amounts of computation, and computation at scale consumes energy and generates heat that must be physically managed. This introduces a less discussed dimension of AI progress: infrastructure strain. As AI moves beyond conversational tools into large-scale scientific and industrial applications, digital progress increasingly intersects with physical limits: energy production, cooling efficiency, and regional resource availability. It's possible that some of the most important advances over the next few years will not come purely from model architecture improvements, but from advances in power generation, cooling systems, and data center efficiency.